This is Poonam Sagar from Indoindians.com, and we are currently in conversation with a number of yoga teachers to understand yoga better from a teaching perspective. And we're very grateful to have with us today Maria Dsouza. Hi, Maria.
Namaskaram.
Namaskar.
It's,
yeah, we've had you, we featured you earlier on Indo-Indians, and we were so inspired by your learning and your journey with yoga that we wanted to talk to you some more. So which is why we are here with you today again.
I'm happy to be here.
So Maria, could you tell us a little bit about how you started on your journey of yoga?
Okay, I'm going to make it short, but it took me a long time. You can see by the color of the hair. Yeah, so I think 2015, I had actually just 2 years before that, I had a severe illness. And after the operation, still nothing was happening within the system, was not settling down, even though the cause of the problem was gone. And my husband, after trying everything in the book, my husband kept insisting on yoga, and I didn't think at that point of my life, I was quite sure in my head that yoga could not help me because, you know, I was so tuned on medicines and everything. So, but then he just asked me, you know, why don't you just try it? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So I said, okay, let me try it. And that's how I stumbled on Isha Hatha Yoga. So I think for me, I had done yoga before, yes. But I used it, I mean, I did it more like an exercise form of fitness and things like that. But this brought a whole new dimension. And yeah, then there was no turning back. I wanted to know more and more because I was experiencing within myself clearly the benefits of it. So yes, that's how it started.
Wow. So it was a totally life-changing experience for you.
Absolutely. Yes, it was totally life-changing. In fact, I gave up my job and yeah, this is something like is so fulfilling. It's like for me, it's like being born again. I tell my children, I'm getting the chance to do things again the right way, to choose correctly. And yes, it's very the offering of what we do, the yoga that we offer. It's so satisfying to see how people benefit from this. So yes, I'm very happy to have found this new passion.
So how did you move from being a student to being a teacher?
Okay, so being a student was for a little over a year. I would have done it immediately, but I just thought that, you know, it's not for my age. I cannot learn to be a teacher. I mean, I cannot take this course because I heard it was very intense and you have to stay in the ashram for 6 months and a lot of things. So I was like, how will I leave my family? And, you know, there were so many thoughts in my head, and I don't know, even if that is okay, will they accept me at my age? I was 47 at that time, and I wasn't sure that I could go through something like that. But the urge to learn, you know, from the source was very, very strong in me. And I thought, okay, let me just try. My son actually encouraged me a lot. He kept saying, look, there's in the training, because there was a video online in Isha. And he said, look, there is a gray hair lady there, you know, so what makes you think you cannot? You just apply. So I took the, you know, many times we just assume things, you know, we step back thinking like that. So for me, it was something like that. But then I said, okay, let me just try. And I think it was in March, I applied, 2017. Immediately, 2 weeks later, I had a reply after a few interviews and everything. I had the admission, and there was no turning back. So it was strenuous. It was definitely very intense. But I savor every moment of that for what it has given me today.
So when you took your very first yoga class as a teacher,
yeah,
Can you think back to that moment and tell us how you felt and how it was?
Oh my God, I was so nervous, Poonam. It was for me, the way we are trained at Isha is like we are offering something much bigger. I can't even say bigger. It's something beyond ourselves. So to be able to transmit it in the way it has to experience the person in front of me, the person who's come there to learn, it's such a responsibility. And, it commands every moment of focus and involvement, even whilst we teach, let alone the participant putting their intensity into it. So I was very nervous that I would be able to do justice to what I had in my hands. So I think I was learning. Even till today, I'm still learning. That first session was for me a big learning. Yeah.
I think that thing about learning reminds me of a quote which says, when you teach, there are two people who learn.
Yes, exactly.
And teaching is probably the best way to understand something even better.
Yeah. But I hardly can say that we are teaching. We are just offering something that is given to us in its purity, So with the same, I can just say that, the experiences I've had whilst imparting these practices has evolved myself. I'm like evolving every day, just when I see the person, how they are in the first day after the session, how they are, and the experiences when they relate back after they practice the sessions. It's amazing how each one receives it differently and benefits from it. So it's a learning for me every day.
How would you describe your teaching style in 5 words?
Okay, that's, I would say, first of all, the first word I would use is involvement, intensity, and in turning inward, if that is acceptable for one word.
Yes.
Yeah, and most of all, sanctity.
Sanctity.
Yes, because your body is a temple.
Yeah.
How you treat it and how you connect with it is what it will be, whatever we do to it, whatever food we take. So I think, sanctity plays a very important role in learning or practicing Isha Classical Hatha Yoga, and discipline.
Right. So involving
intensity,
inward looking, sanctity, and as you said, very
inward looking. You can use one word as awareness. Suddenly calls it consciousness.
Right, correct. Absolutely right. Yes. No, I think that's a very beautiful way to put it. Your teaching style is all about your student. So it's all about helping your student on their path to being not merely a better version of themselves, but to find what they are looking for. Help them look. Maybe that, if that is something, if I'm putting the right words as you meant them.
Yes. More to connect, because we are so outwardly connected these days. I mean, I used to be like that. Everything outside was more important than how I am within. As something, and even a small incident, my children could make me angry so easily. Many things, affected us inside, like we react. It's great to have that power within me to be able to step back and, respond, and instead of react. So yes, I feel that is something I'm immensely enjoying, because most of my life I was just a person who would be so controlled by every outside situation, which affected my health. Yeah. So yes, this is where we call stress, but stress is actually that what we create because we are able to control ourselves, in situations. Yeah. So I'm really happy to have these tools Sadhguru's given us. Yeah, it's still work in progress, but I do my best.
That's so, that's so humble of you to say that. But Maria, what has been the most inspirational moment you've experienced as a yoga teacher? Is there something that stands out in terms of what you have been, what you have given?
My God, the most significant I would say was the day we passed out, first of all, because holding that certificate in my hand after those intense months of training was
Yeah,
like, it was something I can't even explain in words.
it's very
And
profound.
then, yeah, you were a student until then, and then overnight they say, now you are a certified teacher, go out there and teach, and you have lost every ounce of confidence because you suddenly feel, wow, you have something so very powerful and valuable in your hands. How do you hold this and how do you keep it up in everybody's heart and head, how to make this? So that was the most profound moment for me. Uh-oh. But in teaching, every session, I feel for me the most touching, or how to say, emotional moment I have when I'm doing a certain practice, when I'm doing the initiation for Bhuta Shuddhi. It's the 5-element cleansing. For me, there's a certain dimension that really comes to the fore, and yeah, that's for me very significant. Yes.
Wow, sounds very powerful.
Yeah. Yes.
So, what advice would you give to someone who's just starting out with yoga as a teacher?
Yes, most people think yoga, they need to be flexible or in a certain body shape, or they think, oh, they're too old now, or many things. All youngsters think they're too young and it's for the oldies, you know. Like when you can't go to the gym, you do yoga, something like that. But I just want to say that you should experience everything, not only yoga, you should experience everything to decide what is suitable for your body. That is the best way to do it, and stay committed to it. For me, I mean, don't be like me, because I was hit hard to get into yoga before I got into yoga. But you shouldn't wait for that. You should experience it, young or old. Just try it out and see how it benefits your system, because this has lasted thousands of years with no marketing, nothing. Your yogis brought it into this world, and it has stayed its stead for so many generations, proving its mettle. So why do we have to speak and give any kind of word for it? You should experience it and try it out. And we have so many different modules where suitable for each person. So it's not that you have to do an acrobatic one or a too slow one. There's something for everyone. It just has to come from within, that you want to try it out or you want to experience it.
No, you're right. It's all about being open to it and going ahead with it. And as your very inspiring story about how you moved to yoga to resolve some physical issues that you had, and you fell in love with the entire practice and how it kind of gave a new direction to your life. And and how it has like paying it forward to a whole lot of your students, and
Yeah.
that is really nice. Is there your favorite yoga mantra or a yoga quote that that keeps running in your mind?
Asatoma satkamaya. Tamasoma
Yoga.
jyotirgamaya. And that is what I was. Asatoma satkamaya. And
Yes.
badly we need that in today's days, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So we do this invocation before we start. It's not a prayer, it's an invocation. And it has significant, how to say, it brings you a whole sense of being present in that class. If you only understand what it means, you drop all your barriers within your mind. Me being Catholic, I had a aversion for gurus. So when my husband first told me about Sadhguru, I didn't even want to go there. But these are barriers that I had, and when I talk to people or my students who come and ask me about the classes, I can see also sometimes that something is holding them back. And Therefore, this is a very significant, not mantra, but it's an invocation, and it always comes to my mind when I have these situations.
Maria, now in this current situation where everybody is at a health risk because of the pandemic, and we do know that food, nutrition, exercise, sleep, and meditation are the main pillars of immunity. So does yoga have something, something like a silver bullet for immunity or for the pandemic? Is there some practices that everybody can do which can improve our immunity?
So if you say silver bullet, then there's just one immediately. And it's, I think, yeah, because it's a quick one. It's something that any age, 6 to 70 years can do. I say 6 to 70 because there are certain slight restrictions which you will see when if I may be permitted to share the link with you.
Sure.
What it is a practice that Sadhguru shared with us during this pandemic. It's called Simha Kriya.
Simha Kriya.
Yes. So it not only enhances the lung capacity, but it also increases your immunity. And you just need to do this twice a day. It takes you maximum 3 or 4 minutes. It's a kind of a pranayam, and it's demonstrated very easily. So you can learn it from the YouTube video. Only the most important thing is do not change it, because do not do, some people feel, oh, I feel very good, so I want to do it more number of times or something like that. Just follow the instructions and do this. This is proving. I have many, we can share with you also people who have been doing this. They had been detected as positive. And only after they started doing this Kriya, their results turned out negative.
Wow, that is very encouraging.
So it is very powerful Kriya to help you with the immunity, and I strongly recommend during this time that everybody does this.
Wow. So you will share the link with me and I can just share it with everybody.
Yes, certainly. Yeah.
That'll be great. So you are also, I believe, doing some things for the International Day of Yoga. There are a lot of things planned. And I remember last year we did a workshop with you and Taman Menteng, which was so much fun.
Yes, yeah. It was very nice. Yeah. We hope we could have done a group session, but it's too early right now and not recommended. However, we are doing a program at the embassy, but it's limited to only 20 participants and invitees. However, we are also going to be making a webinar. There will be 2 webinars, one in Bahasa, Indonesia, and one in English, where we will teach these simple practices which are very invigorating and activating the body. Also, at the same time, releasing physical stress and strain. Very simple. Age group 7 up can join. So as soon as these things are up, we will share it with you. They are free of cost and anybody can join this.
Wonderful, Maria. Do send us the links and we can share it with our audience. Thank you again. Thank you for joining us and sharing all this lovely information. Thank you. Namaskar.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.